Okay, my son, his wife, and 3 of my grandkids were just here for a few hours. And they were out front here playing. And their mom left and took one of the kids and went to town for a little bit. So there was just 2 of them here. And one of them was my youngest grandson, and his name's Wyatt. He was riding a little bike. He just turned 2 in March, and he just loves to ride it. He's riding it all around, and he rode it over here. And his dad was standing like right over here, and he was just playing, riding his bike. He gets to about right here and stops, and he was just looking in that pampas grass, tilting his head, for a minute. And then he goes, "Bye," something. He called it something. I couldn't understand what he said. And he turns around, "Bye," and then he leaves. And his dad picks him up. He goes, "Wyatt, what were you waving at, or who were you waving at?" I can't remember what he said, who or what, but he wouldn't say, He's just turned 2, so very strange though, because that's the same pampas grass that Annabelle talked into the first time when she was in her 2s. I think she might have been a little bit older. I'm not sure. Have to look it back up, but she was 2, and the first time that she saw something and was playing with it and running up, at first she acted scared and ran up the hill here, and then she would go back down, and she was taking something and like playing with it and laughing, and then she'd come back up, and then she kept doing that for a little bit, going back and forth, playing, talking, laughing. So she did that here, and then she did it back in the pampas grass back there, the furthest one back. That's what the Annabelle video was about. And I think I explained this too at the time. But so now Annabelle did it twice, and now Wyatt did it. So what the heck? Jim and I were talking, and I suppose the little one could come up, because this is all thick right in here. Goes all the way back. It could come up, sneaking back up in here. Somehow, and hide back behind this tank. I don't know. It's really weird. So anyways, that's what happened. And who knows? Maybe kids' imagination, but it sure doesn't seem like it. Okay, I was walking over here, and I just noticed something. I can see under the tank, back behind it, there's a little hole. I think it's right there. I'll be doggone. You can't see back there. So if there was a little Bigfoot laying on the ground, looking through that little space, that might be what they were seeing. I don't know. Something made holes here. Don't know what, but it's right. Lord, I don't know. If maybe they're getting back in there. I don't know. What craziness. But if they're climbing back in there, is it? I can... Oh. Okay. There is space right there between the grass and the tank. Maybe that's where they're getting. And it's hard to show you. Yep, there's space back in there. If you can see it or not. I don't think they could get under the tank, but I do think they could come around it. A lot of times too, when Amy's out here, she'll look around over in there at something, and then she'll went back in the house. So correction on which bush that was that Annabelle was talking into. It was this one, the one closest to the garage. Why I was thinking it was that one, but Sunday, July 4th, 9:04 a.m. Okay, just got up because I slept in, and walking by the window, I saw this in my chair. How cool is that? This one's not an arrangement. It's just a piece of maple tree. But how cool is that? I love it. Pretty. So I'm going to, I already told him thanks, but I'm going to tell him after I picked it up like this. And, alright. It's a good way to start the morning. It's now 6:25 p.m. and the grandkids, like I said, was here yesterday, and of course, you know, that's my chair. So this morning I found the leaves in my chair. Well, I got it from a nap, and now there's more leaves on the swing right in the middle, and actually that's where I was sitting yesterday with the grandkids. So, and the thing is, I saw those leaves under the swing. They must have blown off the tree, so I'm thinking that's where they got those. Pretty nice of them. I think they might be, well, at least this one I think might be acknowledging me sitting there with the grandkids. And that one might be too. I did sit there last night for a while after they left, so nice. Okay, Jim and I last night saw something up here that I didn't know what it was, and then we realized it was a leaf. I didn't come all the way out. But now that leaf is gone, I think, and that's there. Now it was windy and stuff, but what are the odds on there being something stuck in there, the same spot, twice? It's Friday, July 9th, 5:35 p.m. Jim and I went away for a while and we came back. We've been inside. I don't think I checked the front porch when we came back. But apparently while we were gone, the Bigfoots did this. They put a flower in Jim's chair and on my chair They also put a flower. And there's a little piece of, I'll tell you what it is. It's, whenever we bought these chairs, they came with this netting, like, stuff that we had to pull off, and some of it didn't come all the way off. So I think on the back porch, I pulled one off like this. And I laid it on the table, and I thought, you know, that's a pretty cool thing that they might be interested in. So I just left it lay there. Now, this is it. I don't know if they took it for a little while, or if they just brought it around here. I'm not sure, because I think I've lost track of it the last couple of days. But isn't that pretty? And they gave Jim a flower too this time. But mine's special. Haha. Sucks to be him. No, just kidding. Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but that netting is attached to the flower somehow. Because when I picked it up, it didn't come apart. Saturday, July 10th, 5:59 p.m. Okay, Jim and I just went for a ride around in the car, and we were gone for about 15 minutes. While we were gone, this showed up right in the middle of the porch where they've been putting stuff. And what it is a leaf off of here, this plant that I took off and threw off into the yard somewhere last night. And apparently they think it's pretty and should be up here, so they laid it here. Now this, I don't know if this was here or if this was here, and it's a little piece of rock. I just don't know. I also see a little piece of hair right there. That could be from the cats. I'm gonna say that is from the cats. So anyways, another gift from my Bigfoots. Pretty cute. One more thing I'm going to tell you about is last night I set a tent up right there, and I slept till, let's see, what was it, almost 4 in the morning, or between 4 and 5. And at 2 o'clock I got up to go and use the bathroom and do a couple things. And when I came back out, you know, I'd been sleeping. Got up, did that, came back out, laid down, and I was just laying there, and I heard something. I can't remember now what it was. If it was a little bit of a vocal or if it was like a stick break or something. I don't even remember. But right after that, I was laying with my head towards the driveway, up against the back of the tent. And I was laying on my back so I could see the tent behind me. And that light right there makes light all night. So there was a little bit of light shining on the tent. And as I was looking up behind me, I saw a shadow pass about halfway up the tent. So at about the 3-foot mark, I saw a shadow pass. It was too high to be like a raccoon or something. Too low to be a tall Bigfoot. So I don't really know what it was, unless it was like a small Bigfoot, smaller one, maybe down on all fours going by, or something like that. I have no idea, but that's what I saw. Pretty much that was about all that happened all night. Oh, by the way, the reason there's a propane tank sitting in our front yard is that we got a new one and we're waiting for them to come pick up the old one, so. Okay, I have another possible print on the car window. It's not wanting to focus, but it's right on the driver's side door, right up from the mirror. Hold on. Okay, I put something black behind it. It's not really helping. Well, I guess it helped a little. But anyways, I'll get pictures of it with my camera, or I can actually control the focus. There's something weird coming up from the palm print. I don't know if that's finger marks. But I tried to leave my palm print over here, and I can't even see it. So I'm guessing this is not human. Directly below it on the door, the actual door itself, is some like marks. Looks like from fingers. Like I said, it's hard to see them with all this glare. Okay, so this is the palm print that I found on the window of our car. It was on the driver's side. I edited these pictures, for quite a long time. Took a long time, so I got familiar with it. And I kept going back and forth as to what it actually was. I mean, my first impression was that's palm print, because especially this area right here, I recognized from the other palm print that we got on our car window. It just looked just like it. That's where, well, I'll explain that in a minute. But anyhow, it just never, it didn't look right. Then I started thinking maybe it was partial footprint or something in that area right here was toe. But it just, I don't know, I couldn't make up my mind. So what I did was I started doing a lot of research on dermal ridges on Bigfoot casts and primates and all kinds of stuff, and it's just like I could not get it to look right. And finally, after doing all this research, I was looking at it. I put a handprint and footprint side by side. The dermal ridges weren't running in the right direction for it to be a hand or a foot. So I thought, all right, let's try this. And what I did was I rotated it right. And all of a sudden, aha! That looks like a palm print, which makes sense, because it would be more like a motion of to the side. This is the thumb area. See the bend of the inside of the hand, and it's only a partial print. So like up in here would be the fingers normally, and I would say some of the hand or palm is missing, but the detail is fabulous, and I'll show you that in the video. Alright, I wanted to show you a detail that I found while editing the pictures. As I was looking at very closely at the details, I noticed these circles on the print. At first I just saw one, and then I noticed that they were like in a line. And at first I thought it was maybe dirt on the window, which I can't prove it's not for sure. Like, here's a spot, but it doesn't look the same. This looks like a dirt spot. This looks like it's integrated into the palm print. So as I went along, then I noticed that it wasn't just in this area, but it was also over here. Whoops. And these also run in a line. Start out here, and they come down. And let's make this bigger. They start up here. You can see them kind of in a line. There's smaller ones. They run all the way down. And they are in more places on the palm. Like I said, there was that spot. There's this spot over here. And hang on, and I will show you some more. Here's another one of those spots in between the two rows that I showed you. And actually, if you look at the first row that I showed you, which is here, it comes all the way down. There's another row beside it, right here. So what that is, I have no idea. I tried to find information on, what makes up a palm print and stuff, so I don't know. Maybe it is part of the window. I don't think so, but, like I said, I'm not any expert on it. After I rotated the picture, I left the orientation that way because it's easier to look at it, in my opinion, if you're looking at it from the standpoint that we're used to, looking like at our hands. So it had to have touched the window with its hand kind of to the side, so I don't know what it was doing. But anyways, I left the orientation so that we could look at it more easily. There were more prints around the palm print. This is the palm print, and up in this area you can see more prints. So here's another picture of it, and look, that's the motion. Here's another one. So I can't tell for sure what that came from, but this is from the inside of the door. So if I'm going to make a slideshow of all the photographs that I took, but this was on the inside of the door. Remember, it's rotated. So this is the inside of the palm, and this is the thumb area. This would be the outside. I believe that this individual, which was a really small juvenile, because as you will see in the pictures, the tape measure, this was very small. But anyways, I believe that it had its palm pressed more against the window than the previous palm print that I found on our window, because it seemed to be more cupped. So the detail on this is just crazy. I really never thought I would get another chance to look at and photograph another palm print with this much detail, and I am so grateful that it happened again. So I hope you enjoy the slideshow, and if you can magnify the pictures, you'll get to see more detail. But enjoy. I wanted to show a side-by-side comparison of these two palm prints because the similarity to me was kind of striking. This is the one that was the first one I found on our car window. So believe that was in 2019. This was from whenever we went to the lake, and Jim and I were in the woods for quite a while. We were followed. The title of the video, I think, is called Followed by Bigfoot at the Lake or something like that. But anyways, when we came out, I told Jim, check the truck over before we get in it, see if there's any prints on it, because a lot of times when people are in the woods, the Bigfoot go and inspect the vehicle, and a lot of times they'll leave prints. And sure enough, they did. This was one of the pictures. I'll probably show you the other one that I took. Not very good quality, but what struck me was the shape of this one compared to this one. Very, very similar. There's even that little indent or divot right here. I believe that's where your hand connects to your wrist, that area. Not sure, but just saying, it's interesting. This was a bigger individual than this was another juvenile. Now this juvenile, I believe, might have been a little bit bigger than this new print, so just wanted to mention that. So when I first saw the new print, and whenever I did the editing, what struck me the most was how much this area looked like the thumb area on the print that was on our window before. So these creases, and also these lines here, it's just, I mean, kind of, to me, it's undeniable that, yes, it's another juvenile palm print. Of course, you have to remember that this new one, the hand was placed more firmly against the window, and this one's more cupped, so, and the positions are a little bit different. This was the first juvenile print that I found that it totally amazed me. I never thought I'd get another chance after this to photograph and see such a beautiful handprint. And then came the one on the back window of our car in, I believe it was 2019. And then I thought, nope, that's so detailed, I'll never get that chance again. And then it happened again just this past week. So I'm so grateful that I got the chance so many times to see their handprints. But I wanted to just show you the details on this to remind you of what I have in my what I've documented anyways in the past. So this is the first one. This is the thumb area, this is the palm area, this is the pinky, this is part of it here, but this is the ring finger, middle finger, and pointer. Let's see. There's another picture of it. You can see that you can see a lot of the detail. Dermal ridges in the fingerprints. We don't know what this is at the tips. Had a lot of people take guesses, but we still don't know what that is for sure. So here's the ring finger and the middle finger, just to show you the detail on it. Crazy. Couldn't believe that when I saw it the first time when I blew the pictures up. This is the pinky. This is that ring finger again. The thumb. And notice this motion. I'm going to show this thumb compared to the latest palm print that this video is about, just to show you how those two compare to each other. Now this had backlighting, and you can really see the swirl pattern and the dermal ridges in the fingerprints on this. This is the palm. And when I compared, I'm not going to show you, but I compared this to the newest one and the other one, the prior one. And these dermal ridges match up. Not exactly, but they flow the right way and in the right spot and everything. Okay. From the first juvenile handprint that I got that was on the door that goes out into from the garage to the back porch. This is the new one. And just this motion caught my attention that it's kind of similar. Just want to show you here. Come on. You look, whoops. There we go. Okay. So it just kind of, this motion is similar, the streaks. So I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was interesting. And yeah, so that's the thumb. And I think this up here looked like hairs on this one. I'm not sure what to make of this. So just wanted to show you though. So I just wanted to say that I was thinking if we would take all the elements from all these different handprints that I have found, especially the juvenile ones, and put them together, there's so much detail that we could get a pretty accurate picture of what their hands look like. So, we got that detail. We've got this one from the flower pot that had not a lot of detail, but it is another print. And then you go back to the one on the door, and you've got all the detail from the tips, from the fingers. You've even got, like I mentioned earlier, dermal ridge in the finger print, and then whatever that stuff is at the top up here. And I mean, put it all together and you should be able to get a pretty accurate idea of what their hands look like. So just wanted to mention that and maybe get you to thinking about it. Also, let's not forget about the belly crawler and the finger motion that we see on it. If you look here, I believe this is the pointer that moves in and out. This would be the middle finger and the ring finger, I think. That's what it looks like to me anyways. But, I mean, this gives us a pretty good idea of what their hands look like if you put everything together. Black fingernails, dark skin. So, just wanted to mention that too. Okay, it's Sunday, July 11th. Focus. 7:13 p.m. I have been checking the back porch pretty regularly today, and I was out here not very long ago, and this wasn't here. They have left me a little gift in the magnetic bowl, and what it is one of my flowers that I've deadheaded. So, that was awful nice of them. Oh, thanks guys for bringing me a gift. Thank you. I love you guys. There's one right there that looks just about just like it. I think it's a blanket flower. Probably came off of that plant right there. So they probably walked up here, picked one up and put it in the magnetic bowl because there wouldn't be any over on the other side of the railing.